Hi, my name's Stuart Walker from RMS, Reliability Maintenance Solutions Limited. Now we've been using the motion amplification technology from RDI Technologies for many years now. We've had some amazing results where we can visualize the motion of a machine, work out root causes of different problems. But one of the techniques that we really wanted with the camera was to be able to do non-contact modal testing or impact testing, resonance testing, lots of different ways to describe it. And this is where we have a machine that might have a natural frequency, and that might be on the structure or part of a component, that when it's excited, the amplitudes rise dramatically and can lead to catastrophic failures such as cracking, bearing problems, coupling problems, seal problems, all these host of problems. But to identify a resonance problem, we need to measure the natural frequencies. And this is where this new Modal Amplified kit comes in, where we're going to basically, it's quite amazing, we're going to use the camera non-contact. We're not going to be putting accelerometers on to do a modal test. We're going to use the camera and we're going to use ROIs, little boxes drawn on the image to actually measure and calculate the natural frequencies. And then beyond that, we'll be able to see the mode shapes, where we can actually see the movement of the machine. And when we can see that, we understand it even more. And then we can maybe look at bracing, other techniques like that. So today, I'm going to use this impact modal hammer, and this connects into the Modal Amplified DAC unit, and then that is connected into the camera, so it's all synced together. Quite an amazing bit of kit. So what industries does this modal testing, bump testing, resonance testing apply to? Well, a real wide range really. We've got industrial, like we're here today, so you might have problems with fans and pumps and structures in an industrial environment that you suspect you've got a resonance problem, so we could apply the Modal Amplified there. And another big sector is R&D, sort of in research and development, testing of components, manufacturing. There's a real need there, and a lot of modal testing's done there. But what's the advantage really of the Modal Amplified? Well, for me, its biggest advantage is a massive time saving. So if we wanted to model this fan doing modal testing, we'd have to put different accelerometers in different locations, bump it, set up the software for all the locations, for the sensors. It is extremely time consuming. So you say something like this, it might take a day to model this, where with the Modal Amplified, once we're set up, we can literally do it within minutes. And the other benefit is once we've got the data, we can take that away, and if I want to draw my measurement points, which are essentially the accelerometers, but we're using a region of interest, a measurement point, we can move those anywhere later on and recalculate the data. So truly amazing, massive time saving. So for me, I think this Modal Amplified technology, instead of doing modal when you really need to do it, I think it's going to bring it into some areas where you can use it a bit like the camera for ODS pretty much all the time, because it's that quick. So you might want to just check your test bed out before you do some modal testing, and you'll be able to do this quite easily. So yeah, fantastic piece of kit. So how do we know when to use this Modal Amplified technology or to do a modal? Well, we've got a fan here that's on a routine vibration route, an industrial facility, and basically we're getting high 1x vibrations. We're getting quite a lot of vibration off the casing as well, and we're getting levels of around 20 millimeters per second. The fan's been away previously to be balanced, but we're still suffering from the problem. So it's got all the hallmarks of a possible resonance problem. So what we're going to do, the machine's off now, we're going to set the kit up. We've got the Modal Amplified box tuned into the camera. We've got a modal hammer as well. We've got that here that again connects into the modal system, and we're basically going to set up a job, bump this machine, and then try and visualize the natural frequencies. Now this runs at, I think, 2980 RPM, so just under 50 Hertz, 49.8. That's where we're getting the majority of the vibration. So it'll be very interesting when we bump it. Are there any natural frequencies close to the running speed, basically? So yeah, let's do that now. Laptop, everything's connected up to the camera. We've got the DAC unit syncing into the camera. We've got the modal hammer connected in, and we're going to do an acquisition. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the software, and we're going to create a project. So got impact shaker stuff, you can stuff with that operational, but we're going to just use the impact one, and we'll call that fans. Okay, so it's going to bring my camera up now, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some light because it's a little bit dark in here, so just as you would with the M8. Right, so I'm going to drop the F-max to 50 just to give a bit more of a wild field of view. We can move this brightness up, that's better. Let's just check the focus. Let's focus there. Okay, right, distance, let's put that in for the measurements. So I'm just going to do that to the motor. What's that? 2.6. Okay, focal length 12.5 mil. Right, you can use on this the dual XYZ camera, the stereo vision, so you could do sort of measurements towards the camera, but we're just going to use the standard Iris M today. Hammer. So the hammer I'm using today has a sensitivity of 0.23, and I'm going to be doing some reasonable impacts on this one, so I'm going to up the trigger level a bit. Average is 4. F-max is correct, brightness, 3-second duration, and then this is really quite cool now. We can actually draw measurement points, so these would be the equivalent of your accelerometers. I'll leave those distances right, and then we're just going to acquire. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you can do this on your own. I'm going to, in auto sample sound on, I'm just going to spin the laptop so I can see the data, and I'm just going to click collect sample. Okay, so I'm ready. I've got the hammer connected. What you've got to be careful is not to trigger the hammer here, so I'm going to get in position and then strike the casing. That's taking a reading there, nice data. Second average. That's looking good. Third average. What you've got to try and do is just hit it a similar amount. I think that'll be it. And you get a little different tone there. So finished with that, I'll save my lights. Okay. Let's turn that off. Right. So we can see here the hammer strikes, and then we can actually look at the responses from the measurement points. So I'm going to complete that acquisition there, and then we go into stability. So this is where really we validate the data. So I'm going to click this little star icon here, denominator. I'm going to create some data from those measurement points. Oh yeah, straight away we've got some frequencies coming there.